I'm Megan.
I'm Christy.
And we are
going to be private investigators soon. Homebrew.
Murder
Crew. You know who we are. You're on Patreon. That's you.
I'm Megan P.I.
I'm Christy P.I.
Just kidding. Not yet. But
we've been talking about it.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. There's some things in the works.
Yeah.
This is going to be our photo.
Oh my God.
Anyways, hello, welcome, shalom. We just finished episode 61.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be on here for you guys to see before it's released on Thursday, April the 17th. Oh, extra long weekend next weekend. Yes. I don't know. I never used to get Easter Mondays off, so it was always just Good Friday. But now I get both days off.
You get Monday off?
I do.
I don't.
I do.
I'm surprised.
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say anything. Hello, Melissa.
So yeah, you can definitely check that out. And I think it was a lot of fun. It was the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. And
amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to research too. But
I feel like our episodes are getting, like, now that we're not strictly focusing on the murder.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're doing better.
Yeah, I'd really like to I want to do like a Facebook poll to see what people want to hear more of out of those genres. I think we should do that.
As I think, looking at our top episodes were the Halifax explosion and the Luxor.
The Curse of the Luxor.
Curse of the Luxor.
Yeah.
And neither of those
are true crime. So wild. Times they are changing. And so we will adapt.
What would we be? Homebrew, dark history.
So you know what though? Sometimes, because I really want to make merch and make merch ideas and stuff like that, but sometimes I feel a little bit guarded having murder crew on a sticker on my car or something like that.
Well, my 10-year-old stepdaughter was like, you know that your name makes you guys sound like that you kill people.
I know. We think that sometimes.
And she's 10, so I'm like, ooh. So maybe there will be a rebranding soon.
Maybe. I don't know if we can do that.
I still want to be homebrew. I like
Moiter crew. Unalive crew.
Oh, right. Murder's not even a
man's laughter crew.
Home. Let's see what my buddy Jem has to say.
Oh, Jem. Jem's a gem.
Jemmy has for us.
Jemmy whammies.
Hi, little buddy. How do I do a new one? Oh, okay. Gemini. Hey, buddy.
How are you? How's your Saturday night going, Gems? Stand by.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a slow typer. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I'm very descriptive because Jam and I have this. Anyways,
the communication is key. Let's just start there. And their communication is impeccable, and so they have a lot of good chats. While you do that, I will say that we also updated in the regular episode about my last episode, which is episode 60, Grant Amato, and the fun little twist at the end. So if you didn't listen to that one yet, please do it. And then the twist will make sense. And so will the update on Victoria Goodwin. Who her preliminary hearing was postponed from March 24th or 25th or something like that to April 8th, which is in between when we recorded our last episode and released it. And so I do have an update, and she did go for that hearing again. And as long as she pled for the conspiracy to commit, or just conspiracy to
conspiracy to commit murder.
Waiter. But like, and not the, but they dropped the solicitation charge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was conspiracy to commit murder, and then they dropped the charge for solicitation of murder. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened there, and that's all the updates I have for you at this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta go listen to that episode, and please tell everybody.
I don't know if I want to share some of these because, like, they're pretty good. Do not steal Jemmy's ideas. But so I asked him to give us a new name for our podcast, formerly Homebrew Murder Crew, previously Homebrew Murder Crew. I was like, we make wine and we talk a lot about history and crimes. So he's like, combining crimes and wine, he's suggesting vino and villainy. Short, punchy, and alternative. Corked crimes. The blood and the boudreau.
Crimes Uncorked would be good.
I know. Uncorking the wicked. Cellar of secrets. Vintage vengeance. The Cabernet and cadavers.
Cabernet and macabre would be good.
Oh, yeah.
Or macabre Cabernet.
Chronicles of Carnage. Past crimes uncorked. Echoes of evil. The historical homicide, ancient atrocities, the age of alibis, the crimson quill, shadows of the past, Jemmy and I, he's pulling from some of our old conversations. The obsidian bottle, beneath the surface. History, hops, and homicide. That's amazing. But we don't do beer.
We don't boo. That's what she said.
Poor, like to pour a drink, poor decisions and murky matters.
That's
and
cute.
Grapes of wrath and gore. These
are good.
I kind of want to.
But I just don't know about rebranding our name,
Yeah.
you know? Like, but I agree with Hannah. It's like, it does sound like we're in a gang that murders people.
I'm going to see if I ask him to keep homebrew in the name.
Tell us what you guys think.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I'm going to get started on my
homebrew homicide history.
Oh.
The homebrew crime cellar. Homebrew uncorked. Crimson Homebrew Chronicles, Homebrew Blood and Board. No, that's basically the same thing. Vintage Homebrew Villainy, Homebrewed History of Homicide,
Homebrew Vigilantes.
Oh yeah, Past Crimes,
Vino and Vigilantes.
Yeah,
I like that.
Homebrew Echoes of Evils, the Homebrew Age of Alibis, the Homebrew Shadow of the Past, and Beneath the Homebrew Surface.
You lost me on that one, Jemmy Pop. Okay, I'm gonna get into it.
Yes.
Here for our MICROBREW. We're gonna talk again, no murder. So it's a murder-free night for us. And this is just proof that we are not a crew that commits murder.
We are
not. Let's talk a little bit about female hysteria.
Okay.
The hard swallow. I hope it translates into the audio. So, oh my God. Okay.
Continue.
Megan's like, is this a personal attack?
It's like you're in my head. Okay.
So the term female hysteria has a long and controversial history in medical literature. For centuries, it was used to diagnose a variety of symptoms in women.
Just so everybody knows, if you're not actually watching the video, Christy keeps giving me a little side eye.
Well, I like to try and talk to the audience and then talk to you.
She's not talking about me. This is not a personal.
This is not, no. So it was used to diagnose a variety of symptoms in women, such as anxiety, fainting, and even sexual desire. So if you were like, I need to get my bean flicked, you were hysterical.
And what? Oh my God. So I learned something new this week from Melissa because I watched the show Love Island.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch it? The British one?
No.
So, and I mean, maybe I'm the only one that doesn't know this, but I watch it a lot and they always talk about like, oh, did that guy give you like fanny flutters? I always thought it was like butterflies, you know?
Yeah.
But do you know what fanny means to British people?
Like your front bum?
Yes! Exactly your front bum! Because like you think it's your bum.
Yeah, fannies.
But then I thought it was like butterflies. But then like when she mentioned that, like, yeah, when they talk about fannies, she literally said your front bum. And I was like, oh my God. And like every episode of Love Island I ever watched, I was like,
you're like rewinding in your mind. You're like,
oh, I was like, they're like pretty filthy minded people. But that is, it just...
The British are coming.
I love it. But like, I was like, this whole time I was thinking it was something innocent, like butterflies.
Oh my God. Oh, butterflies.
Like, does it make your front bum tinkle? Like, oh my God. Anyways,
dead.
I don't know why I keep. Anyways, continue.
Well, that'll come up later. So today we look into the origins of this diagnosis, its treatment, and a very surprising invention created to treat it. So
the lobotomy,
the front bum lobotomy.
We'll just sew this thing shut.
Oh my God. So female hysteria dates back to ancient Egypt and Greece, where the uterus was thought to move within the woman's body.
It does.
Causing... they mean like move.
Okay.
Within your body, like with full autonomy.
Okay. Because to be clear, your cervix, like your uterus, it tilts.
Yeah.
Like when I had my IUD and like I had to feel for the strings, sorry, TMI, if we have any male listeners, like sometimes I couldn't feel it, but other times like my cervix felt like it was like this far from my front bum opening.
Front bum canal.
You're gonna learn a lot about me.
This is crazy. I'm halfway through the second paragraph.
This is gonna be a long microbrew. Buckle up, bitches.
So they literally, so because they thought that it moved, one of the words that was created to explain this was the wandering uterus. Like it's just grew feet and fucking 2 feet and a heartbeat and fucking going. Peace. So
I'm gonna make a children's book on the wandering uterus.
So they thought that the uterus moved within a woman's body, and that's what caused the women's ailments. By the way, Hippocrates documented this wandering womb. Womb. Got to have the alliteration in there. Theory. It persisted through the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, influenced by cultural and religious beliefs that viewed women as weaker and emotionally unstable. And I just want to say I'm wearing my pro-ro shirt. Just a reminder that women's health and women's rights matter. So that was unintentional, by the way.
Yeah.
I actually went to sleep in this last night and I haven't changed it. That's where I'm at today.
I
put deodorant on.
Oh, perfect.
I changed my underwear.
My kid, she's always like, "Does this smell?" And I'm like, "Just put some deodorant on your face." This is why I never aimed to be able to.
It's just happened upon you.
It's my female hysteria.
You're wandering womb. You're wandering.
I need to mute myself.
Woo, wandering womb.
I'm just gonna put my mic over here. Continue.
So by the 19th century, hysteria had become pretty much just like a catch-all diagnosis for a wide range of symptoms, including anxiety, insomnia, irritability, and sexual arousal, all of which today at least are treated as independent things without a catch-all catchphrase, if you know what I'm saying.
All but one of those.
Physicians of the time believed that these symptoms were caused by a lack of sexual activity, leading to a buildup of female semen. Yes, you heard that right. "Quote unquote" female semen.
Sounds like a dude made that up because he wants to fuck you.
Oh, well, she's not having enough sex. She don't want to have sex with me, so it must be because she has built up semen, female semen. Like, maybe she's just not that into you, dude.
Yeah, maybe you don't give her the fanny flutters.
Yeah. Can we call this episode Fanny Flutters and Female Hysteria?
Yes, absolutely. This is one of our most unhinged episodes yet.
It seriously is.
How far have you? She's like one paragraph in.
I'm not even through a page yet. But you came in at the most perfect. That was comedic timing at his best with the fanny flutters. He doesn't give you you don't give her the fanny flutters.
Yes, you can definitely set the name. Please do.
So physicians of the time believe that these symptoms were caused by a lack of sexual activity, leading to the buildup of "quote unquote" female semen that needed to be released. As a result, women were often subjected to invasive and humiliating treatments, ranging from pelvic massage to induced "quote unquote" hysterical paroxysm or an orgasm.
Yeah.
It's just an orgasm.
That sounds like sexual assault.
This is just another example of you don't know where the clit is, and just the inability of men to know how to please a woman, number one, and how it emasculates them to no end, to not know or not be able to do it. And every woman's so different. This is why communication is key, and this is why I commend you with your communication with Jem.
Hi, Jem.
Because you gotta let them know, honeys. So the treatments. Oh,
Jem would
sorry.
Clitorises.
I'm sorry. So as a result, women were often subjected to invasive and humiliating treatments, ranging from the pelvic massage to induced hysterical paroxysm or an orgasm, but could also be up to and including procedures such as hysterectomies. Because your womb is wandering. These treatments, and diagnosis of hysteria were deeply rooted in the sociocultural milieu of their times.
I just want to know, like, the removal of the uteri for treatment. I wonder, like, so what was their reaction when those women went through menopause early because of the fact that their uteruses were moved? Like,
I don't think they thought that far ahead.
Okay.
You know, obviously.
Like, you want to talk about crazy?
Yeah. Well, seriously.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out how to say this word.
I will try my best to be a little bit more serious, so we can get through this episode. It's gonna be a long one.
Okay, so the treatments and diagnoses of hysteria were deeply rooted in the socio-cultural background of their times, reflecting the prevalent misconceptions about women's bodies and minds. Physicians, often guided by patriarchal beliefs and a limited understanding of the female anatomy, prescribed remedies that range from the bizarre to the outright invasive, all in the name of restoring a woman's supposed equilibrium. These practices not only perpetuated the myth of female fragility, but also underscored the need for control over women's sexuality and independence. Over time, as medical science evolved and societal views shifted, the reliance on such archaic treatments diminished, paving the way for more humane and scientifically sound methods to address women's health issues. However, We're still not there yet. Funny. Still not there yet. Because now it's like, if there's a problem, it's like, well, you're overweight. It's like, that's the catch-all now, is like, you're overweight. Mm-hmm. What else can it sometimes be? I don't know. But all I know is that women often have a very hard time getting like a fair diagnosis for whether it's their mental health or otherwise. Like, so many women go so long in excruciating pain and just absolutely like having a horrible time for years because they have like PCOS or that isn't diagnosed, and nobody's willing to listen to them. So things have changed, yes, but we still have a long way to go.
Agreed. And it's all blamed on, like you said, weight or not being healthy,
not eating right. Yeah.
Not eating right. Yeah.
But then a guy comes in, he's like, I can't get hard. And they're like, oh my God, you poor thing.
Here's a blue pill.
400 refills. So to fully appreciate the context of female hysteria, it is important to understand the broader societal and medical landscape of the times. And in ancient civilizations, women's health was largely misunderstood, and many of their physiological and psychological experience were attributed to their reproductive organs. Wow. Okay.
Well, look at that today. Like, you get upset with someone. Oh, you must be on your period.
Seriously. Yeah. Or, yeah, exactly. And not to mention, like, oh, you run like a girl. You fight like a girl. Like, all those quips and whatever. The notion of the wandering womb was a simplistic explanation for complex health issues, because why would we even bother to look any further? And then it persisted for centuries due to the lack of scientific knowledge and the influence of patriarchal norms, unfortunately. Throughout the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the Enlightenment, female hysteria was often linked to moral and religious beliefs. Let's just make it worse and bring religion into it. Women who exhibited symptoms of hysteria were sometimes accused of witchcraft. Yeah. Or possession. Wah, wah.
This episode's going to go on forever if I don't.
Witchcraft or possession, reflecting the pervasive fear and misunderstanding of women's health. Like, y'all are so fucking scared to figure it out. You don't know your way around a vagina. Let's blame it on the women.
Yeah.
Okay. This period was marked by a lack of compassionate and evidence-based care, and women suffering from hysteria were often subjected to harsh and punitive treatments. In the 19th century, the rise of the medical profession brought about significant changes in the diagnosis and treatment of hysteria. The development of new medical technologies and the establishment of specialized fields such as gynecology and psychiatry led to a more scientific approach to women's health. Thank gods. However, this period
progress,
however, this period was also, I think it's like, increase of physicians and like women becoming physicians and stuff like that. So this period was also characterized by a deep-seated paternalism, with male physicians often exerting control over their female patients' bodies and lives. The treatment of hysteria has evolved over time, but it often involved methods aimed at calming the patient and restoring her to a state of perceived normalcy. In the Victorian era, doctors began using manual pelvic massage, if you know what I'm saying, to induce hysterical paroxysm or an orgasm. So in other words, essayed them, believing it would provide relief from the symptoms. This procedure was time-consuming and physically demanding for the physicians, the men who sometimes still can't invest the time for their lady to reach hysterical paroxysm. Just saying. Leading to the development of mechanical devices to simplify the process. Men are mad at the exact same thing that they created. Imagine that.
We can't do it ourselves.
And then it's still our fault. It's still our fault. You guys made this. You built the machine. You built this piece of
figure it out.
And you're mad about it. Oh my god.
Figure it out.
So the first known mechanical vibrator was invented by Dr. Joseph Mortimer Granville in the late 19th century. Thank you for your service, Dr. Joseph Mortimer Granville. Thank you. Originally designed to treat muscle pain, it was quickly adopted by the medical community for use in treating hysteria.
Oh my god.
The vibrator allowed doctors to provide pelvic massages more efficiently and effectively, reducing the time and effort required for each treatment.
This is making me cringe. Like,
these early vibrators were large, cumbersome machines powered by steam.
Please post a picture on the socials of this thing.
Steam-powered vibrator. Let me just pull it out of my linen closet real quick. Oh my god. It's like coal powered, like you're shoveling.
Probably like this.
The nurse is shoveling coal into the fucking thing while the doctor's like, please, sir, may I have some more?
Oh, Jesus.
Despite their unwieldy nature, they became popular among physicians and were soon marketed for home use.
Oh.
Imagine going to the medical supply store and finding fucking dildos and vibrators. Grandma's in there looking for a walker or a fucking little rascal to drive her around. By the early 20th century, advertisements for vibrators could be found in women's magazines and mail order catalogs, promoting their benefits for a variety of ailments, including hysteria. The invention of the vibrator marked a turning point in the treatment of this alleged hysteria. They were large and, again, cumbersome, unwielding, but they represented a technological innovation that made it easier for everybody. And so they were quickly embraced by the medical community, and they became more widely available at this time. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Yes. Okay, so advertisements for vibrators, again, in the early 20th century, often emphasized their health benefits, promoting them as a solution for a variety of ailments such as hysteria. These advertisements reflected the prevailing beliefs about women's health and sexuality, but they also paved the way for the vibrator's evolution into a tool of sexual liberation.
Love it.
Because, honey, you can't please her.
No.
In the latter half of the 20th century, the vibrator underwent a transformation.
Good.
As the feminist movement gained momentum, the vibrator was reclaimed as a symbol of female empowerment and sexual autonomy.
Man.
Let's go, girls. Women began to openly discuss and explore their sexuality, challenging the stigma and shame that had long been associated with female pleasure. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Hey, the vibrator became a key part of this movement, celebrated for its role in helping women take control of their own bodies and sexual experiences.
I love that.
I know. I love that for women. The diagnosis of female hysteria was deeply intertwined with gender and power. Obviously, women were seen as inherently emotional, fragile, and irrational. And hysteria was just used to reinforce these stereotypes. Yep. And then the vibrator comes along and women start to realize that they don't need no man. And men have already admitted that they're too fucking lazy to fix a problem. So guess what?
True, my own hysteria, thank you.
So as medical understanding of women's health improved, the diagnosis of hysteria began to fall out of favor. Good. And by the mid-20th century, it was largely discredited, replaced... Oh, Siri, I don't want to talk to you right now. Can you go away, please?
Bye, Siri.
Thank you. By the mid-20th century, it was largely discredited, replaced by more accurate diagnoses such as anxiety disorders and depression.
I have both of those.
You also have a vibrator.
Don't worry, my hysteria is being treated.
The vibrator, however, continued to evolve and, as we know, and gain popularity as a sexual aid, shedding its medical origins and becoming a symbol of sexual liberation and empowerment. Yeah. Again, we fuck so hard with that shit.
We sure do. And now you can get them, and they're so tiny, and sometimes they're disguised.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to cover that?
No.
Okay. Sometimes they're disguised as like lipstick. Yeah. You buy a vibrator that looks like lipstick, so you can carry it.
I bought off of Pink Cherry. It's like my favorite ad site, and they gave me like this free gift. It was like a little like keychain one that looked like that like shoulder massager or whatever, and it was a little keychain one. I don't think he can even change the battery. Yeah, I have no idea, but like fuck, it's so funny.
Pink Cherry.
Yeah, I do
please
too.
sponsor us.
Oh my god, please sponsor us. Today, the diagnosis of female hysteria is widely recognized as a historical artifact, as well as our vibrators will be one time too, and they're dusted off and
oh boy,
ripped out of the cold dead hands of me in my backyard where I'll be buried. I don't know.
We're gonna be buried in your backyard
when the meteor hits. When the meteor hits, when the world ends, I'm going out with an orgasm in my vibrator.
Yeah, fair enough.
And modern medicine has made significant strides in understanding and treating women's health issues. Good. Advances in medical research, coupled with a growing awareness of the importance of patient-centered care, have led to more accurate diagnosis and more effective treatments for conditions that were once labeled as hysteria.
Good.
The vibrator, once a medical device used to treat a misunderstood condition, has been put upon a pedestal, and women everywhere across the world are constantly up buying, trying to get the best of the best. And I don't know, like, I have the rose. Oh my god!
Shit.
Yeah,
I had.
It's crazy.
One of the air ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the rose is.
Oh, I was like one of those.
Yeah, that's good. Anyways, TMI. It's a journey from the doctor's office to the bedroom is a testament to the progress that has been made in challenging outdated and harmful beliefs about women's health and sexuality. However, there is still so much work to be done. As we talked about, women continue to face barriers to accessing quality healthcare, and gender biases persist in medical research and practice. So does religion, which it should not, because you, as a religious person who doesn't believe in evolution, cannot then have a medical opinion, I feel like, because everything is an divine intervention. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Actually, not maybe. I am 100% ignorant on religion and medicine and that sort of thing. But like, I don't know. I don't think they should mix. It's like the separation of church and state, which doesn't seem to be a thing anymore either. However, there's still much work to be done. We continue to face barriers, like dying vibrators in the middle of a session. I'm just kidding. Accessing quality healthcare, gender biases persist in medical research and practice. It is essential to continue advocating for a more inclusive and equitable approach to healthcare, one that recognizes the values and the unique the unique experiences and needs of all patients. Yeah. Also, if a vibrator is a medical device, I want it covered by benefits.
Same. I was just thinking that, like,
I want a tax deduction on that shit.
I'm gonna do like a big order on cherries and like send it to my benefits and be like, to treat my hysteria.
Massage.
to treat my hysteria.
Oh my god, I wonder if I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna say massage.
Oh my god. Okay, let me know how it goes.
Holy shit. In conclusion, the journey from the misdiagnosis of female hysteria to the invention of the vibrator, the vibrator, is a fascinating and complex chapter in medical history.
Yes.
It highlights the ways in which cultural beliefs and societal attitudes have shaped our understanding of women's health, and it underscores the importance of challenging and overcoming outdated and harmful beliefs. By continuing to advance our knowledge and approach to healthcare, we can work towards a more inclusive and accurate understanding of all patients' needs and ultimately a healthier and more equitable society. As we reflect on this story, it's important to recognize the resilience and the strength of women who endured and challenged these diagnoses and treatments. Their experiences and voices have been instrumental in shaping our modern understanding of women's health and sexuality. And their legacy continues to inspire and inform the ongoing fight for gender equality in healthcare and beyond. The vibrator, once a symbol of medical control and paternalism, has been reclaimed as a tool of empowerment, liberation, and vibration.
Oh my God.
Its evolution from medical device to a widely accepted tool for sexual health and pleasure is a testament to the progress that has been made and a reminder of the importance of continuing to challenge and overcome the barriers that women face in accessing quality healthcare and achieving sexual autonomy.
Ooh, I love it.
The end.
Amazing. I'm not even going to ask you where you got the idea for this episode.
I don't know where it came from.
Okay. So you just were like randomly not doing anything at all.
No, I think I heard about it somewhere and then, or I think I wanted to look into the invention of the vibrator and then female hysteria came up.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well then that's the topic. And then the vibrator is kind of intertwined into it.
Ooh,
so
I like it.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Christy.
You're so welcome. Everybody go charge your bunnies and, you know, have a good night. And that's it for this week.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Share us with everybody you know and love.
Yes.
And sorry if
we gave you a little bit too much
uncomfortable
information on this episode.
But
we're all friends here.
Right? Yeah.